So, the Digimon TCG Super Presale has everyone hyped to be playing this game, and probably the best color out of the set itself is, of course, purple. And while everyone is super hyped for playing Piedmon, Beelzemon, Value Purple, I think a much more obscure list that could low-key be just as powerful, if not more powerful given the right matchups, is Lilithmon, a super awesome deck that tries to abuse the really powerful option cards within purple to just abuse your opponent and get tons of advantage, and that is the deck that I'm going to profile for you guys today. Alright guys, let's get started. Welcome back everyone, my name is Steven Rodriguez, I'm your True Champion. Happy Wednesday! If you guys are excited to check out my brand new Quad Lilithmon Purple deck list for the Digimon TCG, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications so you know when my videos go live for you. And if you have any lingering questions, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, I would love to see them. And don't worry boys and girls, if this wasn't the particular deck list you wanted to see for the Digimon TCG, if you're a fan of green, if you're a fan of yellow, or heck, even if you're a fan of black, I have a super awesome video for you guys to check out up here in the iCards above, where basically I go over all my first drafts for every major color in the Digimon TCG, and these are lists that I swear by, some that I'm still playing to this point in time and haven't really perfected or changed at all because they're just that great, so definitely go check out that video if you want to get some ideas for your favorite color in this game. A thing that I want to kind of do with these newer deck profile videos is going to be to focus on decks that maybe aren't as talked about or that are developing as we speak in this brand new, never before seen Set 1.0 TCG meta, and that's what this Lilithmon deck is today. And by the way, if you guys ever want to see me using these decks that I profiled for you guys or testing new ones, be sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do go live every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I spend a lot of time in just chatting, and I love playing this game, so come stop by, ask some questions, and we can have a good time together. Links to my Twitch down below, as always. But without further ado, what do you say we hop into Tabletop Simulator and check out my super awesome Quad Lilithmon deck for the Digimon TCG? Alright guys, let's begin. Alright boys and girls, here we are in Tabletop Simulator, my go-to place to play the Digimon TCG Online. Links to all the stuff you need down below in case you want to play it yourselves. Now, as always, when it comes to doing deck lists here on my channel, we will always start off with the Digi Eggs, the bread and butter your deck, that free +5 in hand every single game. I am playing a very simple 4 copies of Pagumon and 1 copy of Yammon, probably the standard eggs you're going to see for most purple decks. Pagumon has a really awesome heritable. When attacking, trash the top card of your deck, basically mill the top card of your deck. This is really useful for turboing that 10 card value we need to have in our trash pile to achieve Lilithmon's on Digivolve effect, which is super cool. And we also have a 1 copy of Yammon, which has a really cool inherited skill of your turn. While you have 5 or more cards in your trash, this Digimon gets power plus 1000. It can make our somewhat not big dudes kind of bigger, which could be nice to see throughout the game. Being able to swing 12k to another 11k level 5 using Lilithmon can be super clutch sometimes, but really this card is not super needed for our main strategy. It's just the other purple Digi-Egg that exists in Digimon right now, and we want to have a full 5 so that way we can see that full just dig through our deck if we need to. In the future, once Set 1.5 comes out, we'll have a super awesome card with the name of Demi-Merimon, which is by far the most powerful purple Digi-Egg we have ever seen, and will probably stay that way for a long time to come. Moving on, we have my favorite part of any deck, the rookie lineup in purple particularly. We have some really cool rookies to take advantage of. Right now, I am playing a full, 14 count of rookies, which is kind of low, I guess, to some people when it comes to playing purple, because people love using that, like, you know, Night Raid plus Metal Garurumon plus just rookie rush style strategy in the beginning of the game, so they play more like 15 or 16, but I think 14 is a super good number for what our deck is trying to do, especially the specific 14. We have 4 copies of Impmon. A little spoiler alert for you guys, we're actually not playing any Beelzemon in this deck, so the only purpose Impmon is playing in this deck is to stack our trash pile with certain cards for Piedmon, or, as I said, get to that quick 10 cards in trash to use Lilithmon's effect on Digivolve. That is the entire purpose of this card. I think 4 might be a little high, but you really want to see it as early as possible, because getting to 10 as quickly as possible can be really advantageous for you in pretty much any matchup you play. Up next, we're probably playing the best card in the deck, which is Gabumon. Very simple, 3 cost, 0 evolution, 2 DP, awesome inheritable skill, Levon deletion, trigger, draw 2, then discard 1 card from your hand. Super awesome way to dig through your deck and gain more resources. Combos really nicely with a card like Wizardmon to essentially draw 3 and discard 1 when deleted. Super cool card, love seeing it. Always a guaranteed 4 in any purple deck I play. Up next, we have 3 copies of Tapirmon, another really good on-deletion effect that we have similar to Immon, but instead of filling our trash, this card fills our hand because it has the really cool on-deletion effect, trigger, draw +1. So essentially, when it dies, whether it dies by card effect or by battle, you can add 1 more card to your hand. Super nice way to filter our board as well as get certain cards in our hand for our combos later on. And rounding off our 14 level 3s, we just have 3 Devimon, a nice little 2-drop vanilla 3000 DP purple card. Another card you could play instead of this is the Tsukaimon that gives the inheritable of on deletion gain memory +1. That is a good card, but for this style of deck, I don't think it's really necessary. You don't really care too much about that +1 memory. It doesn't really extend any more plays for you. We're not like a turbo deck that tries to get to Millennium as fast as possible, so the memory kind of is insufficient to us. Being able to have a free, just like 3000 body that can just be a super cool card to play for memory efficiency is really nice. That's it for our level 3s. Moving on to our level 4. Starting off, we have probably the best level 4 in the deck. We have 4 copies of Devimon. He has a lot of really interesting stats, but the ones that we care about the most is his 2-cost evolution. We're never going to really pay his 6 costs for play unless we're just swimming in memory or we're dead drawing. He has a really cool actual effect and a really cool inheritable effect that we do take advantage of in this deck. And they're both retaliation, which if you guys don't know is essentially the English version of vengeance, which essentially, if you don't know, is death touch, but in Digimon TCG. Basically, when this Digimon is deleted after losing a battle, delete the Digimon it was battling. So if this thing ever crashes into something and dies, you kill the thing you attacked along with you, or if something attacks into this and kills you, you kill the attacker as well. Super awesome card. It really puts your opponent into some interesting situations. If this card's ever rested, it's an awesome form of extra removal in case your opponent has rested dudes on their board. I really like this card, and the potential of giving cards like Lilithmon or level 5s retaliation as well, just to make them really awesome forms of removal on top of being just bodies or really cool effects like Lilithmon is super nice. Moving on, we have 4 copies of Vilemon, the blocker in purple. This is pretty standard, pretty staple, but being able to recur this card if it's ever your trash pile thanks to cards like Piedmon is super valuable for you, and that's why playing a full 4 copies is super cool, because the sooner you see it in your trash, the sooner you can get more value off of it. And finally, rounding off, we have 2 copies of Wizardmon, which this card is just advantage the card. There was a card in set 3 that I wish I could play instead of this called Saberdramon, which is another way to get retaliation on inheritable skill, but sadly it does not exist in 1.0 yet, so Wizardmon is the next best thing. It's a 4-cost level 4 with a really cool set of effects. The first one really doesn't apply to this deck, but all turns, if you have a yellow Digimon in play, this Digimon gains retaliation. We don't play any yellow cards in this deck, so don't worry about that effect. The second effect is the one we care about, which is on deletion, trigger, draw 1, which is the same thing as Tapirmon, but if you have this plus a Gabumon, you can actually draw 3 cards and then discard 1, which is a whole lot of plussing and can really filter your hand / fill your trash pile with certain cards you want to see in there / recur later in the game. Moving on to level 5s, this is always a really interesting section in any purple deck because your deck has so much draw power and filterability that we can really be scarce when it comes to which level 5s we play and which ones we don't. There are decks that just play 4 copies of Chimeramon and that's it, because you're not really focused on actually evolving into your level 6s, you're more just like hard playing them. In this deck it's a bit different. We are playing Lilithmon as our main strategy, so evolving into her is the main way we're going to abuse her, so we are playing a bit higher of a level 5 number than other purple decks, but we're still playing the best level 5s, of course, because purple is just full of really powerful cards. Like Chimeramon here, for example, who is by far the best level 5 in the game, probably. 7 cost to play normally, 3 cost Evo, 7 DP. On play, you may delete one of your other Digimon to delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. So not only are you gaining a threat on the board, you're removing a threat on your opponent's board and also potentially proccing some of your awesome effects like Wizardmon, Tapirmon, or even Immon that can gain you advantage or fill your trash zone for later recursion plays in the future. This card is just super valuable. Being able to just smash this on the board, get rid of opponent's dude, and have him linger on the board and then later on become a copy of Lilithmon is really valuable for you, especially if you're already at that 10 cards in trash threshold to activate her effects. Honestly, I love Chimeramon, would never play less than 4. It's too broken. Rounding off our level 5s, because we are focused more so on evolving than hard playing, we are playing 3 copies of Myotismon, the 6 cost to play normally, 7000 DP, 2 cost evolution, vanilla, really solid card actually. I do love hard playing this in the late game. Whenever my opponent gives me like 4 or 5 memory during my turn, it's a really awesome play to then just accelerate into a Lilithmon if you need to. But if you ever just have a Devimon, being able to evolve into this, give this thing retaliate, swing into something smaller than you, and then make something that's bigger than you actually fear into attacking you is really nice. Having retaliation is like a form of protection protection on your dudes is actually a super cool way to sort of maintain your board presence, but also threaten your opponent at the same time. Playing 4 could be smart, but I feel like given the amount of draw power and filter we have in this deck, it's not necessary. Alright, and getting to the good stuff, we have our level 6s starting off with the queen herself, 4 copies of Lilithmon, 12 costs to play normally, 11,000 DP, 3 costs to evolve on a purple level 5, 2 amazing effects. When digivolving, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you may return up to 2 purple option cards from your trash to your hand. Super cool way to recur cards like Night Raid, Trump Sword, or some of the awesome purple tech option cards we're playing, which I will talk about later. And she has your turn once per turn. When you use an option card, you gain 2 memory. So essentially, you make every single option card cost 2 less, or in some cases actually gain you memory when you use them. This is a super cool card. If you have 2 of these in play, they do stack. It's not a hard once per turn, it's a soft once per turn, and that is just broken. There are some pretty stupid combos we can do with this deck that hopefully I can tell you guys later on once we get to the option cards. And like I said throughout this entire video, the main idea of this deck is to turbo 10 cards in your trash and then get this girl in play as fast as possible to then abuse all your really busted purple option cards to take control of the game and get advantage over your opponent and then win the game through that advantage. Super cool card. And finally, rounding off, we have 3 copies of Piedmon, the other SR for purple in set 1.0. He has 2 main effects. First of all, he just has retaliation, so just like Digimon, if he swings at something and dies, that thing dies too, or something swings at him, they both die, which is super cool. And he has a really awesome on-play effect. You may play up to 2 level 4 or lower purple Digimon cards from your trash without paying their memory costs, and the on-play effects of the play Digimon will not activate. So you can bring back cards like Wizardmon, Devimon, Vilemon, or even just your rookies as well. This guy's essentially a +3 to board when you play him. Being able to have 3 extra attacks against your opponent in the late game can really close out games. It puts your opponent in a checkmate scenario. This card is just super powerful. There's a reason why the value purple deck is built around what this card can do. And that's pretty much it for our level 6s as well as all of our Digimon. We're not playing any Millenniummon, any Beelzemon, or really any other main purple cards that people love playing right now because you just don't need to. A card like Lilithmon can create so much advantage for you given the things you can do, and it's uninteractable advantage, by the way, because your opponent can't stop your option cards, which is super cool. And Piedmon is the best like win con that purple has right now in terms of actually closing out games, so why would I play anything else? Moving on to Tamer cards, we are playing 3 copies of Matt Ashita, and that is it. 4 costs to play normally, start of your turn. If you have 2 memory or less, set your memory to 3, a memory gain Tamer, super solid. This can be super nice for extending your plays. If you ever see this off of a security check, you're feeling really lucky and feeling really good. And then on play, return 1 purple Digimon card or 1 purple option card from your trash to your hand. Super solid effect. Again, more ways to reuse our really busted cards like Trump Sword or various other cards throughout our deck. I don't love him at 3, but 3 feels like a good number to see him consistently whenever you do need him in games. On to the most impressive part of this deck, I'm going to say, because Lilithmon allows you to play some really wacky numbers of option cards because you're able to recur them from the trash thanks to her effects. So we're playing a big, hefty, what is this, 9 count of option cards, and we're playing some wacky numbers. Starting off, of course, we have the best one in Trump Sword, really awesome form of removal for purple, probably the best purple option card, 100,000%. 7 costs to play normally. Main, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, so basically a standing Digimon, and security effect, activate this card's main effect without paying the cost. Super solid. Being able to make this 5 costs with the Lilithmon's effect is super awesome. Like, imagine your opponent just played an Omnimon for their turn, they paid 6 memory, and it's standing, and you just go, okay, 5 cost, Trump Sword, insane memory value and board presence value. You're getting rid of what, 5 cards on their board with 1 thing, and it's just so powerful for you. I love Trump Sword, really awesome form of removal. I would play 4 of it, but I think having some of the 1-of option cards we have in this deck is really valuable matchup to matchup, so I think 3 is more than enough. Moving on to the 2-ofs, we have 2 copies of Night Raid, aka Grizzly Wing. Cost 2, main, play 1 purple level 3 Digimon card from your trash without paying its memory cost. Any on-play effects on the Digimon with this effect do not activate. Security effect, activate this card's main effect. So basically you can reuse awesome cards like Immon, Gabumon, or Tapermon. Being able to bring these boys back after they already got you value is super cool and can create some super awesome pressure against your opponent in the late game. This is where like those rookie rush purple strategies kind of come from, is because of cards like this. Moving on to more obscure, less standard, quote unquote, option cards in purple, we are playing 2 Darkness Claw, 1 Heat Viper, and 1 Back for Revenge. First things first, the hottest tech in this deck is of course Darkness Claw. If you guys don't know what this is, it's a 1 cost, main, one of your Digimon gets power plus 3000 until end of turn, and security effect, when this card is checked, you gain 2 memory. It's the same effect as Hammer Spark in the English format, which is super, super cool. The really fun part about this card isn't the plus 2000 DP, isn't the free memory during your opponent's turn. It's the fact that if you use this card and gain 2 memory off of it, you're essentially gaining 1 memory and giving something on your board 3000 DP. That is so, so powerful for the extension of plays, for the adding of pressure, for the swinging over of really powerful dudes against your opponent. Honestly, Darkness Claw plus Lilithmon is a really busted combo, and I love abusing it in this deck. Up next, we have sort of techie options here. You don't have to play these last 2 cards, in my opinion. They're just like nice little flex spots that can be abused thanks to Lilithmon, which is super nice. The first one is really for mirror match in the form of Heat Viper. 5 cost option card main. You may delete one of your Digimon to delete up to 2 of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Security effect, add this card to your hand. So if you kill a Tapermon, you can kill 2 blockers if you want to. That's the main reason why this card's super cool. Or if you're playing against mirror match and they just Piedmon you, the best response to a Piedmon is a 3 cost Heat Viper thanks to Lilithmon. Being able to 1 for 2 is always a good thing, and being able to also proc effects off of that 1 for 2 is even better, and that's what makes this card super cool in purple decks. And finally, we have a new card, sort of, thanks to the 1.0 format. This card was never originally in the original Booster Set 2 for when purple got first released, and that is Back for Revenge. Cost 2, main, one of your Digimon gains the effect of on deletion, play this card without paying its memory cost. Any on-play effects on Digimon play with this effect do not activate for the turn. This is honestly a super cool card to combo with cards like Lilithmon, because imagine a world where you have Lilithmon plus Devimon in the sources. You now have a Lilithmon with Retaliation. We'll say there's a Rested Omnimon in play. You can activate Back for Revenge for free, because it's only 2 cost. Target your Lilithmon, swing Lilithmon into Omnimon, they both die, and guess what? Lilithmon comes back, and because it hit the trash pile and came back, its once per turn effect gets reset. So now you can then play a Night Raid from your hand for free, get a rookie back on board. So not only did you kill their Omnimon, you got to play 2 option cards for free and got a level 3 on your board all in the same turn, which can be just literally insane and can be a really nice way to extend your plays and combo really nicely with all the Vengeance cards or Retaliation cards we are playing in this deck. Back for Revenge, honestly, is a super hot card. And there you guys go. That is pretty much it for my purple Quad Lilithmon deck list for the Digimon TCG Set 1.0 format. A couple of things I want to talk about before we move on to the actual gameplay demonstration is some cards that we're getting in 1.5 that I think will actually make this deck super strong. So if you don't think this deck is super strong now, it is probably still worth investing in for when these cards come out. I've already mentioned how powerful Demi-Meramon is as a super awesome egg for the purple color in general. When destroy, draw 1, then discard 1. It's literally filtered the card, which is super cool. We also have a really awesome rare level 5 in the form of Lady Devimon, which has 2 amazing effects. When Digivolve, trigger draw +2, and then trash 2 cards in your hand. So it's essentially this, but ×2 on Digivolve. Really nice for filling your trash and of course digging for your combo pieces. And she has a really awesome inheritable effect. Your turn, once per turn, when you use an option card, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. This is super awesome for comboing with cards like really Night Raid or Trump Sword. Imagine being able to kill your opponent's big level 6 as well as level 3, or gain level 3 and then kill your opponent's level 3, all for like 5 or even free. It honestly combos super nicely with what this deck wants to do, and I really wish we had it in 1.0 format, but don't worry, I'm a patient man. We'll get it later on, and that's okay with me. And probably the card I wish we had the most in this deck is Necrophobia. Cost 5, main, play 1 level 5 purple Digimon from your trash without paying its cost. It's literally Night Raid, but for level 5s. It's so good. Imagine being able to recycle Lady Devimon or even Chimeramon and then go straight into a Lilithmon, or potentially just getting a free level 5 that's normally 7 cost or 8 cost for 3 if you already have Lilithmon in play. That's honestly just so broken in my brain that I wish we had access to it. There are some other cards like Saberdramon, or maybe some like niche other option cards like whatever that one is that gives Retaliation, which is kind of cool, that would be nice for this deck, but these are the big 3 that came to my mind when it comes to making this deck really top tier. So just in case you guys didn't think this deck was worth investing to right now, I think there is a lot of merit to it come 1.5 format, so understanding what it does now, maybe how it looks as a 1.0 would be a good way for you to kind of figure out, oh, this is what this deck is trying to do, let's make it better during 1.5 format. But if you're like me and realize how busted this deck can be, definitely give it a try. I highly recommend it. And like I said, guys, if you have any lingering questions, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, or better yet, hop into my Twitch channel. I do go live every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I spend a lot of time in just chatting, and I love talking about this game with you guys, so come stop by, hang hang out and ask some questions and hopefully get some answers from me. Links to my Twitch down below as always. But without further ado, what do you say we hop into a game and see how broken this deck actually can be? Alright boys and girls, here we are. I have a game pulled up with a friend from the Discord server. Gonna be playing some games here. I am going first as I'm on the die roll. Let's draw our 5 cards. Ooh, this is a really good opening hand. I'm gonna go ahead and get started off by, let's go Impy Boy. Draw, and then go for the hard play of the Taper Boy. I don't know what he's playing, so I feel like this is a pretty good widespread play. Sure, I'm giving him a lot of memory to work with during his turn for Evos, but I do have a Trump Sword in my hand, so if anything comes in that I don't like, I can just kill it. And there we see a Dracomon. Oh no, is this gonna be Mega Zoo? Oh, please just be a starter red deck and don't be a Mega Zoo player, because I will literally cry myself to sleep. This is Mega Zoo. There I see a TK. Oh no, this is Mega Zoo, chat. Which means he's gonna be playing a lot of big drops, as we can see. No, whoa, no. He does not know how, need 3 or less. So those go back. Back. You can still play it, but you need 3 or less to activate the effect. I'll ask him, wanna take back? Question mark. Still dropping it, okay. And then that means it is my turn. So now my game plan of, purple value is out the window. The new plan is try not to die. That is the new plan. Oh God, of course I'm playing against Mega Zoo for a video, chat. Not chat, comments. I was streaming earlier, so I'm still in stream mode. I'm gonna go ahead and kill that. That dies, so I draw a card thanks to his effect. I don't know how impactful this will actually end up being. I think I will swing in for this Demoglio, get that mill with Pagumon. You die as well. I'm getting another 3 cards. Uno, dos, and Tress. He is revealing that he's playing Galamon in his list, so we need to be careful not to fill the trash too quickly, because we can get severely punished if that is the case. I think I will go for a wider board, just in response to what it is he's doing, and I will of course hard play this Trump Sword, killing this. So we already have 8 cards in the trash, which is a good thing. If we do ever get an ultimate in play, getting to Lilithmon's effect won't be the hardest thing in the world. He has a 4,000 boy right there, not the scariest thing, but can still get in there for some damage. We do have a lot of weak things in our deck, so this thing just won't die to those, which is pretty cool. But if he does risk losing it, he can't play Gaia Force anymore, which is a cool big brain play for us to avoid. There we see a playing of the Piximon, yep, playing some Mega Zoo. Ooh, that's actually a really good draw. I wish I kept this Wizardmon in my hand now, seeing that I drew that. I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna swing into the security. I don't care if this dies. It probably will. It actually does not die. Ooh, that's actually some really cool value right there. I'm gonna go for a Tapirmon, and I think I'll go for a little Vilemon as well, drawing a card. So that way, if he doesn't want to attack with that little boy Dracomon, I can just kill it, which is super cool. And I do have a Devimon now, so Avengers is going to be super cool. Luckily for us, playing purple, we actually have a really good matchup against Mega Zoo because of all of our retaliation and removal cards. So if he ever does swing with his big dudes, we can respond really nicely and get some pretty favorable memory swings. And there we see him going for a Stravimon. So we have game on board. If there's no shenanigans in the security, we do just actually win the game, which is super cool. I'm going to draw for turn. I'm just going to kind of play it by ear here and just swing with what I would have swung with anyway. Go with the Tapermon first. There's the Fire Tornado, so we're not actually going to be able to kill him this turn. We lose security on all of our Digimon, so they can't actually deal damage to him anymore. So I am simply going to just evolve into a Devimon and pass my turn. There is no question about that. If he has a Volcanodramon in his hand right now, he is going to get tons and tons of value, but I will get to draw cards, which would be super nice. I'll draw, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, and then discard 2 cards, and still get to keep my Vilemon in play. So I'm not the most afraid of the Volcanodramon, but it is a card that he can play, which can severely punish my board as it is. What does he have? I'm very scared, because Mega Zoo just has, like, the most powerful cards in the game, right? Like, literally, you just play every single powerful on-play effect with a really cool yellow core, and it's really annoying. This is only 1 damage. And is he going to attack with the Dracomon? I'm going to block that. It is now dead. And we have another chance here to go for a game. Hopefully we can make it happen. He's going to count how much memory he's going to give me. I'm going to 7, and he's going to play a Gaia Force targeting this. I'm now going to draw 2 cards and discard this 3rd copy of Lilithmon, not needed. I'm going to draw for turn. I'm going to hatch after these stand up, of course. Let's see. We can again just go for game here if we need to. I'm going to swing with the boy. Another fire tornado. Oh my gosh, boys and girls. He is memeing me right now. And that was a misplay, by the way. I should have swung with this instead. So that way I had the option to, if I wanted to, go into Digimon here and swing in with retaliation. That is my bad. I am being dumb and flabbergasted against the Mega Zoo player here. This is gonna be really weird, guys, but I'm actually going to hard play this Vilemon. So that way, if he does play a Volcanic Dramon, I can still attack him twice and win the game. And then we're just gonna play down a Wizard Boy, because I don't want to go for the Night Raid and give him another good target for his Volcanic Dramon if he just top decks it. But man, these Holy Flames, I should say, not Fire Tornadoes, are literally coming in so clutch for him. I cannot believe it. Literally just coming in so clutch. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, that goes here. No security effect, regrettably. That's the one bad thing about Back for Revenge, is that it doesn't really have a security effect. And there we see here it comes. Yep. Uno, dos, and tres. And then of course I draw 3 cards though, which is super cool. And then I will draw for turn. Well, we're just gonna swing now. I'm gonna swing in, go for the 7. And there we go. It doesn't matter that I lost the memory counter, we win on the 2nd attack. GG. Jesus, what a crazy game 1. All right, let's go to game 2 and see if we can't fight against a different deck, huh? All right, boys and girls, here we are for game 2 against the Mega Zoo player. I asked him, hey bro, if you want to switch your deck, by all means go ahead. This is a terrible matchup for you. And he was like, no, I am testing this. I want to see how it can work. And I'm like, all right, bro, up to you. And here we go. He is starting off with the Dracomon. Really nice way to filter his hand in the other turns, and now he's doing some counting. He's like, how much memory am I going to give him? And he goes for the hard play of the Kieranmon. Okay, the memory borrower. I kind of dig playing that because it doesn't really matter if you borrow memory if you're just going to give them like 10 during their turn anyway. They're not going to get any more than 10, which is super cool. That could actually lead to some pretty interesting plays on his end, so I'm actually liking it. I'm going to go ahead and go for a Devimon. I'm going to go ahead and go for a Vilemon. I'm going to draw another card here. And I'm gonna go for this Immon, give him 1 memory during his turn. I know choking him kind of like doesn't really matter, but keeping him from playing any hard 12 cost cards is gonna be huge for us. But thanks to this Kieranmon, he can actually play around that, which is gonna be super interesting. And we gotta be careful. We do know that he is playing Gallantmon, which is a hard counter to purple, and sort of like this deck's main way of actually dealing with this matchup. So let's see what he goes for. It's a mandatory effect, so he does always gain the 4. This is 7,000, right? Okay. And Matt, I get to activate Matt. No effect because I had nothing in my trash area, but I do get the free memory every single turn. Not that that matters against this deck because he's not really going to be doing any choking against me, and I'm already getting 3 memory anyway, so I'm guaranteed to get 6 next turn, which is kind of sick. And there we see a 7 drop going in for the Volcanic Dramon. This will die. 1 mil, Dose Mill, and Trace Mill, and then I go all the way to 10 thanks to my memory borrower. I will now draw. Sorry, thanks to his memory borrower, I will now draw for turn. What's in here? Myotismon and 2 rookies. Not the hottest stuff I could see in there, but let's see if we can't make it a bit better. Swing it in. You will die. Man, if only that Matt procced after he played the Volcanic Dramon, wouldn't that have been super sick? Well, let's see. Did I get any good stuff in here that I can recur with Piedmon? Let's find out. I got no champions in here, which is what I was trying to dig for with that play right there. So this Piedmon doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel bad given his board state. And only giving him 2 memory feels like okay. I want to save this for the dig next turn. I think I have to kind of play this. So I will Trump Sword, give him the 3, get rid of that because the 2 security is scary. And I don't want to have to get rid of my Vilemon. I will now drop a Piedmon of my own, giving him 9. The battle of the hard plays has begun, boys and girls. I will go ahead and grab a Tapirmon, as well as a copy of Gabumon. So that way if I draw a champion, I can at least get some value off of that champion. If only I had a rookie already down here in the raising area, I could have actually gone for game next turn, which would have been super cool. He needs to remember to stand that up. Don't worry, I got his back. Let's see what he's gonna go for here. Not the most normal matchup that I'm used to playing with this deck, but hopefully I can show you guys how we can kind of come back from like an obscure type situation, which is kind of scary for us. There we see the hard play of the Piximon, which is interesting. 9,000 DP Vanilla. Super interesting card. I kind of dig it a lot. He's going to swing for that 7, go back up to 6. I'm going to reveal 6, so his dude is safe. That is giving him a lot of value. I actually low-key like this a lot in Mega Zoo decks. I haven't actually considered playing this myself in my Mega Zoo list, but I'm going to now. Really like the idea of it with kind of like what your deck is designed to do, which is super cool. Let's see, he's debating here what he should do. Maybe he's just gonna drop Volcanic Dramon again. I don't know. We'll find out together. He's figuring out the math for what this big drop is gonna give us. He's gonna give us 5. Is that Volcanic? Yes, it is. These 2 will die. Everything else will stay. I will draw a card thanks to Tapirmon, and then I will draw a card for turn. I will go ahead and hatch. This is interesting. I do have a champion in my hand, which I do want to play. Okay, we're gonna swing at this. For the 10 into the 7, I'm then going to go Gabu, go to 2, go Debbie, go to 0, draw a card. He will have 3 attacks, 1 with plus security attack, which I am not afraid of at all. I will go ahead and drop down this Wizardmon and give him 4 for his turn. Let's see what he goes for. I'm gonna debate whether or not I should block that Volcanic Dramon. I probably should, because it is plus, 2 security. There comes the Seraphimon. Now he has 2 plus security attacks on board. Both are 10,000 DP, and I do have 2 retaliations on board, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. I'll block 1, let 1 through. I'll let the first one through so that way I can get a cool memory proc, or a option card proc potentially, which is nice for us. Let's see what he goes for here. He's gonna swing, I guess. First. And the second, no option cards. A freaking Trump Sword there would have been god tier to see. Let's see what he goes for. Is he going to not actually swing? I'm wondering here what my potential is. Ooh, we're definitely in an interesting situation. I'm going to go ahead and block this. Not having access to Piedmon anymore because all 3 of them will be in the trash eventually is going to suck. But here we see an 11 drop of this, and oh, there we see the Puppetmon, boys and girls. Big turn for him, but luckily for us, I think we just had the solution we needed to go in. So let's see what we can make happen here. So I'll be able to go Chimeramon Evo, go to 7, draw a card, and then how many cards are in here? What cards are in here? We got what? Darkness Claw and Trump Sword. Cool. So I'll be able to get full value off of my Lilithmon here. I'm gonna go for it. Go to 4, draw a card, activate effect to grab Darkness Claw plus Trump Sword. Very nice. These will come into my hand. I will now go for a Devimon play. Go to 2, draw a card. Devimon will swing at this, which will kill both of them. We need to mill off a Pagu. I will now swing 11 at this. It's now dead, and then I can Trump Sword for just the 5 cost it is, give him 3, and kill that. Awesome. The board is now back in our favor, and we have a Lilithmon in play. That was actually a little scary right there, but he did give us 10 memory, and I was able to bounce it back thanks to our board state. Very nice. This game's actually a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, so I'm actually glad we're having this matchup here. It's definitely very interesting, and ooh, we get another mat out of security, so we get to abuse some more cards here. I am grabbing a Vilemon. Oh no, I'm grabbing a Piedmon. I'm grabbing a Piedmon, bro, because if he gives me enough memory to drop this thing, I will 100% do that. He's going to go for maybe another Puppetmon here. He is, so nothing restands, but I still get all the value I need to do more things. So that's no big deal there. I'm going to go ahead and activate this, draw a card. I'm now going to go for a Trump Sword, giving him 3, killing that. And then I will go for a Piedmon, give him 9, which I know is a lot, but I get to get back Vilemon plus Vilemon. And let's see if he has another Puppetmon. Even if he does, block. He's dead. Did he just like rush that attack right there? Dead. No, maybe he thought he had game, but didn't realize what cards I was able to call off of Piedmon. It's okay. He got ahead of himself and made a misplay because of it. That's fine. He's understanding how much he has here, I guess. He's gonna give me 3, 14. What costs 14? Oh, I see. So that will Digivolve, this will Digivolve, and that will Digivolve. Okay. So these will go here. And it is now my turn. I will draw. I will promote. I will, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attacks. So let's see. Let's go in. Dead. Go in. Dead. Go in. Gaia Force, who does he kill? Kills that, okay. Go in. Okay, so that will die. I need to mill. Let's see. We go for you. And then I will simply... does this have to activate? No, you may delete. Sick. Okay, and I'm just gonna play this for 6. And pass it over to him. We don't die here. And we have game on board, even though he has a blocker in play. So let's see what he has to go for. He has to go for some kind of removal spell, which he can't do, and have still be his turn. If he attacks with that blocker, he won't be able to block with it, obviously. So it's like he doesn't even have it if he attacks with it, which is nice for us. This game's actually a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, because normally you have a lot of removal spell access in purple. I don't have as many in this deck, and a lot of it is hinged on actually drawing them. But if he lets me keep my Lilithmon, I can recycle all the Trump Swords I need to keep the game going in my favor. So let's see what happens. I did give him 6 though, which is kind of a lot, but we'll see what happens here. He's gonna go to 3, I guess. I'm not sure what he's going for. He's going to 5. What is that? That's a Magdramon. It does proc this time. Sick. He goes to 4. We're still not anywhere within lethal. Oh. Let's draw our card. Let's go ahead. This is what, 11? Okay. So I will go ahead and evolve into Lilith. Draw 1, add back double Trump Sword because we kind of have to. Uno and dos. Wonderful. I will next activate Darkness Claw to gain a memory and target this. Swing for 14. Good, minus everyone. I wasn't planning on attacking anymore anyway. And then I will go ahead and activate this for the full effect and get rid of that. He only has 2 cards in his hand, by the way, guys. Now 3 cards. So we are looking pretty. I wasn't able to get a rookie to evolve this Pagumon into, which would have been super huge for us. But we're looking good. This match, I'm starting to sweat over here, guys. This is actually very intense, which is very nice. He's going to swing. I'm going to use this Vilemon to block it. I will swing into that and then play Trump Sword on whatever's next. Please don't tell me he has another Puppetmon in his hand. That would be very frustrating if he does. But I can play around it thanks to... Well, actually, can I? No, because I can't get back any... Oh, this goes away, by the way. I don't know why that's still on board. I don't actually have any more Vilemon access. So if he does have a Puppetmon in his hand, we could be in trouble here. I need to draw some magic. He's thinking about something very hard over there. I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued. I can see why he had faith in his deck. I asked him, are you sure you want to play this, man? This matchup was never really fun for Megazoo, but he was like, no, I have faith. And I was like, I can see why. He's got some he's got some moves in this deck. 4, so that's 8. An 8 cost card. Oh, he's playing Gaia Force, right? Yeah. Who do you kill? You either Gaia Force kill my blocker or Gaia Force kill Lilithmon. He's debating. I think the obvious choice is, yeah, that's a good call. Now, the reason why this is maybe the bad call to do is that potentially what will end up happening is that I need to figure out which card to get rid of. These are all really good cards. I'm gonna get rid of Heat Viper. All right, stand and draw. I get to evolve this. I get to draw a card. I'm going to swing at this, get rid of it. I just drew a Matashita, which is a god tier draw. Oh my god. I'm going to Grizzly Wing. Go ahead and get back. It doesn't matter what I get back. Just do not get back Inmon. That's a bad call. I'll go ahead and grab Debbie. I don't really need to draw any more cards here. If I don't want to, I'm gonna go ahead and grab. I'm gonna activate Matashita. I'm gonna grab Piedmon back out. Dude, I have 3 mats in play. I don't think I've ever resolved 3 mats ever using purple before, but here we are living a crazy life. And then he has 3 security, right? Okay. I really just want to give him 1 memory. I'm gonna give him 1 memory. Just proc the Darkness Claw. to just pass the turn. I see no reason to attack with these dudes until it goes for game. The more turns I stall here, the less he can actually do. Only giving him 1 memory really limits what he's able to do during his turn. So it's what we're going for. Let's see what he's going to do here. Just a hard 10 drop into a volcanic, getting rid of these two. Drawing a card for me. I only have 8 cards in my deck, so I gotta be very careful with how many cards I do end up drawing and milling. I will draw for turn. I will promote. I will go ahead. I've got 10 memory to work with. That is quite a lot of memory. I will go ahead and first things first. I should activate my option card first. So I'll activate this for 5. Get rid of that. I'll now swing in with my Lilith here for a nice little living cheeky. She's dead, mega dead. Nothing I can really do for 5. I'm gonna go ahead and activate you, go to 7, and have game on board for the next turn. I will go ahead and grab double Viomon, so that way they don't die to another volcanic you could have sitting in his hand. We now have game on board. As long as there's no Holy Flames mucking about in his security, I will be able to go for game, or Gaia Force, I should say. No, Gaia Force actually wouldn't win for him. It has to be Holy Flame, exactly Holy Flame. And let's see what happens. He already had 1 in there, so let's see if he can get another one, I guess. 5, what is it? It's a Gallantmon. Okay, boys. That doesn't actually win him the game, which is interesting. He might think it does. I'm gonna swing. Terra Force, who does he kill? Okay, I'm now going to swing, mill, and GG. Oh my gosh, guys, that was actually a lot closer than I thought it was gonna be, but we ended up getting the match. And of all the decks that was actually gonna be really good against us, Mega Zoo is actually hard to deal with because we're not just like playing 4 copies of Trump Sword, right? So drawing it when you need it is actually a really big deal. Oh, that was a really, really good match there for sure. GG's there, bud. GG's. And boom, there you guys go. That does it for my Quad Purple Lilithmon deck list for the Digimon TCG Set 1.0 format. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I think this deck is super different, super cool, and has a lot of really cool avenues of play within it, so that way you can outplay your opponent and abuse the really powerful option cards within Purple. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications so you know when my videos go live for you. And if you have any lingering questions, please be sure to leave them down in the comments below. Or, better yet, hop into my Twitch channel. I do go live every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I spend a lot of time in just chatting, and I love talking about this game with you guys. So come, stop by, ask some questions, and hopefully get some live answers from me. Links to my Twitch down below, as always. And with that being said, I've been your true champion, Steven. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to work hard, rest easy, and live well. And I will see you all next time. Peace.